What does it mean by giving yourself grace? It means that letting go of that pressure of being perfect and instead accepting yourself as you are, flaws and all. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart: giving yourself grace. As a society, we tend to really be hard on ourselves, constantly pushing ourselves to do more, be more, achieve more, even the hustle culture. But sometimes we need to take a step back and give ourselves a break. And this is one thing that I can tell you from experience, that I need to give myself grace. I tell this to myself all the time. So, welcome back. I'm your host, Courtney. And if you're new here, welcome to the Occasionally Social Podcast. And in today's episode, Give Yourself Grace, we're going to explore what that means and how to make it a regular part of your self-care routine. First off, let's define, what does it mean by giving yourself grace? I know we all hear this on social media and maybe talks within our friend groups, our family groups, of just giving yourself grace, like it's okay. Sometimes we need to hear that it's okay. It means that letting go of that pressure of being perfect and instead accepting yourself as you are, flaws and all. And I know that's one big thing as a mother. A lot of mothers out there could probably relate to me, where we don't give ourselves enough grace when we do so much. I didn't realize becoming a mother would be this rewarding and hard at the same time, that we have so much that we want to do. There's so many things that I want to do for my kids, with my kids. Then there's the pressure of trying to be perfect. There's the pressure of trying to, fit the normal society of like what is norm, what is not norm. And it just means being kind to yourself, because I know as a mother, we can tend to be not so kind to ourselves, beat ourselves up because, hey, we didn't get to finish that. Hey, we didn't get enough time to give them quality time, to give them what they needed in that moment, of if they're having a meltdown, or if they need homework help, or if there's something that they need and we're not able to complete it or fulfill it as we think it's supposed to be, like perfect. We kick ourselves in the butt for that. And even though when things don't go as planned, we need to recognize that we're doing the best that we can in the moment. And my son's therapist, he definitely let me know that she's proud of me of like what I've done so far and how I've been able to keep my head on my shoulders with all the pressures that I have coming from left to right. And just hearing that from other people when I feel like maybe it's not so bad and maybe I'm doing pretty good of a job, or as much as I can, it definitely helps. And how do we start by giving ourselves grace? Well, the first step is to recognize when you're being hard on yourself. Maybe you're constantly criticizing yourself, that you're not being productive enough, or you're beating yourself up because you made a mistake. And once you recognize those negative thoughts, patterns, you should start trying to change your mindset, like shift your mindset, and have some self-compassion for yourself, which is, the act of treating others with the same kindness and concern, but taking it on your own self. Be compassionate to yourself. Just acknowledging those struggles and those emotions without judging or criticizing yourself or others, and that everyone experiences difficulties in life. And that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast, is because I feel like my story as a single mother of multiple children, that there is someone out there that can listen to my story and say, oh, wow, I've experienced something similar to her, and that everything's going to be okay, and that we're going to still push through, and that you're stronger than what you think you are. I think that was one thing that I realized, that I didn't realize how strong I am, even though you don't want to have to be this strong, but it's the fact that you are strong. That's something that you should be proud of. And just practicing that self-compassion for myself has been like a positive impact to my mental health, because I was depressed just recently, and it could be an ongoing thing with people. And that depression was because I wasn't feeling like I wasn't obtaining the goals that I wanted to attain. I wasn't doing enough for my kids. I feel like I am overcompensating because I'm the only parent in the house. So that definitely does kind of that's a struggle within myself with my mental health of I'm doing as much as I can. I can't be the mother. I can't be the father. All I can do is be the mother. I meant to say that. I said that wrong. I can't be the father, but I can only be the mother and try my best as to what I can provide to them, and just always being there for them, and just not kicking myself while I'm down. That's one definitely thing. And this can increase when you give yourself self-compassion. This can increase your self-esteem. You become resilient. And I know that's one word that us black women really don't like to hear, because why do we have to be so resilient? But that's one thing I do know, that I am resilient to whatever I'm going through. I don't want to stay in that mindset of I can't get through it. Like if I'm having one of those seasons where, all right, we need to figure this out. We need to get out of this feeling. Like, you're resilient enough that you're gonna be able to make it through, push through, because you got this. I have to tell myself that all the time. You got this. Like, God would not give me all of this if he knew I couldn't handle it. And that's how I feel. Just to know that I know God's in my corner, and that he's going to help me through whatever needs to be helped, and he will guide me through changing this mindset of that I'm not doing enough. And I think that my kids probably, I hope that they appreciate the things that I'm able to do and give the love that I give them. Take a few minutes each day, speak kindly to yourself, and remind yourself that you are worthy and that you're capable. Like, every morning, if I have a thought in my head like, girl, you did the damn thing with whatever it was, either I write it down in my journal, or I, speak it out into my voice memos on my phone. That's mostly where I journal, because I don't really like to write too much. So I kind of like voice journal in my notes on my phone. But just speaking kindly to yourself every day, especially in the morning time, because then that just gives you a whole new outlook of the day. Another helpful practice is mindfulness meditation, which can help you stay present in the moment and let go of the negative self-thoughts. So you want to refrain from those thoughts, which are negative, and make them into positives. You want to practice self-care. You want to make sure you get that in as a daily thing, not a once a month. I mean, maybe once a week, but you want to make sure that at least once a day that you're doing some type of form of self-care for yourself, for your mental health, for your overall being. Because once you're good, I feel like you give off the energy, you're able to pour into other people's. Once your cup is full, your cup needs to be full. And I feel like I haven't been able to realize that I've been working on a half empty cup, and that my cup needs to be full in order for me to be able to overflow the love and all of the goodness in the world to my kids or to anybody that's in my life. So that's what you want to start off with, is filling your own cup. And that's by doing things that make you happy, because you have to be happy too. You are a human being in this world as well. So your thoughts, your mind, they matter too. And then set realistic expectations. Don't expect yourself to be perfect all the time. And when you accomplish everything on your to-do list, give yourself a little pat on your back. But you want to what is it that I want to say? You want to celebrate the small wins with the big wins, because I feel like the small wins always are a part, like little parts of the big win. So celebrate everything that you can, celebrate that. And just like I said, practice the mindfulness by letting go of the self-judgment. And then if you need to, seek support by your family members, a mentor, or a mental health professional. And I don't know if I already said this, but like this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we are definitely tapping into our mental health self-care this month, which I'm definitely excited about for these episodes for the month of May. And it is also important to remember that self-care is not selfish. Taking time for yourself to rest, recharge, and pursue your passions is essential for your overall well-being. Like one of these things, like the podcast, this is a passion for me, and I didn't realize that I had the voice that I knew that I had the voice, but I just wanted to be able to speak to others and just share my story with other people, and like being able to do these passions that I feel good about. This helps me on my journey for my self-improvement, self-care, self-love journey. So this also helps me. When I talk to you guys, this is helping me at the same time. And so my takeaway of this episode, giving yourself grace, it is an important aspect of self-care that we should strive to incorporate into our lives. By being kind to others, recognizing our worth, and taking time to rest and recharge, we can improve our mental health and our overall well-being. So be kind to yourself. I know it's saying, be kind to others, but be kind to yourself. You are strong. You are important. You are worthy. You are smart. You are beautiful. You're all of these things. And I want you to know that. And as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking this into myself as well. So let's commit to giving ourselves grace. Even if you're not a mother, you're just a woman out there, I know you are probably hard on yourself too, because I think like us black women, we just have this hustle in us that we want to do more, we want to achieve more. Like when we're bored, we go get another degree. Then when we don't need to get another degree, we do stuff like that. And I just feel like give yourself some grace, lady, okay? Homegirl, friend, bestie. Give yourself grace. You are loved, you are loved, you are beautiful, you're worth it. You deserve to have some grace. So thank you for tuning in for today's episode, Giving Yourself Grace, on the Occasionally Social podcast. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend, a family member, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss another episode. And you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube, where the visuals they drop on Tuesdays and the audios are on Sundays. And let's make sure that it's really appreciated if you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, or even on YouTube. Leave a comment or a like, a follow. It's really appreciated. It gets the podcast out to other listeners that may be interested in the podcast. And so let's keep the conversation going on the socials. What's one way you plan to give yourself grace this week? Share with us in the comments on Instagram or on YouTube, and let's inspire each other to practice self-compassion. So let me know in the comments what's way you are going to give yourself grace this week. And you can find us on Instagram, Occasionally Social Podcast, TikTok, The Occasionally Social Pod, and on YouTube, The Occasionally Social Podcast. And until next time, guys, bye.